Today, I just wanted to share with you some simple, easy flowers that you can make to brighten up your day if you're feeling down, feeling stressed, or depressed. Nothing can lift your spirits more than beautiful flowers. And even more flowers that you make yourself and that can last a lifetime. You can color it the colors that you love, and then you can frame them. So you can just follow me and get your colors that you choose the colors that you like that makes you feel really good. All you'll need is paper, a pencil, a black permanent marker. I will be using a micron pen and a Sharpie to outline everything. So right now, you can do your flowers in pencil and then go over it with the black Sharpie that's permanent. So when you add the paint, it doesn't bleed. So basically, you're going to make a circle, small circle like that. Then, I hope you can see. Then you bring it up and you make it like a little wave. Then you go back down to the base of the circle, come up again, and repeat it. And you want to do that all the way around that small inner circle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. These are whimsical flowers. And you can think of that little dip as like a heart. Like you can actually make a heart shape, and that will be your flower. And you can make as many as you choose to make. There you have it. And then you do a line coming from the circle up into the flower like so, like that. And you can bring a line in where the dip is at, just draw a straight line down. And there we have our flower. And you see this space here? If that happens to you, all you have to do is add another one right there. You can add a stem if you want, or you can just leave it like this. You could do something like that. Add you a leaf. You don't have to. I have mine already sketched out in my pad, but I want to demonstrate to you the kind of flower that I'm doing. But I don't have the stem, and I have some loose leaves not attached to the flower. So let's go and let's get started. I'm going to be using Arteza Gouache paint. And I've already chosen my colors. So I'm trying to do blues, pinks, purple, and yeah, and I have a yellow and sort of a red. So let's go. I won't be speaking until after I'm done. I hope you'll play along with me and just let it be a fun experience for you. I'm going to outline all my flowers out with black Sharpie after I've colored it in. So make sure you have your paint, water, your brushes. I'm actually using a small detail brush. Doesn't have to be anything expensive. This one doesn't even have the size on it. And then I have a flat brush, and I also have a round brush that I'll be using to do the perimeters, to add the color in the perimeters. So I'm going to be starting off with my flat brush, and make sure you have water. I have my bowl of water to clean off the paint, and make sure you get the paint off as much as possible so the colors won't bleed and mix in with one another. Okay, let's go. And the gouache acts like watercolor. You can actually use it like watercolor, but it's more opaque, has a lot more density to it than the regular watercolor paint. And I really do like it. You don't have to wet it, but you can if you choose to, and just treat it just like watercolor. And once you wet it, if it dries and you re-wet it, it will activate it just like reactivate it just like your regular watercolor paper. I'm sorry, your watercolor paints. And don't worry if some paint gets on the flower next to the other. You can always paint over it. Don't sweat the little details. This is about having fun, not being perfect. I am nowhere near that. I'm not even striving for perfection. I'm just trying to have fun and learn new skills while I'm learning. I'm sorry, while I'm having fun, I'm learning at the same time. So it's a win win situation. And the little spots that I don't get, that's what I'm going to use the detail brush to fill in. And I have to say, I'm not a fast uh, painter. I don't even strive to be fast. I just take my time and enjoy the process and watch the painting come alive when the color is added to it and all the little details that I put in. And that to me is the fun part. I try not to criticize and judge myself, which sometimes, it is really hard. We're our worst critic. But we have to learn to enjoy the process and just as adults especially learn to have fun. Let that little kid in you that used to love to paint, draw, to jump rope, things that just pure fun. We didn't worry about perfection. When we made mistakes, we laughed at them actually. Our peers laughed at us. But it was okay. I think as adults, we really do forget how to have fun, how to relax. And I think that is one of the main things that's missing in adults' life is having fun, allowing oneself to have fun. We think we have to always be serious, work, 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 and no play. That really does make life very dull and makes us kind of boring at the same time. And it affects our attitude too. I find that painting, drawing, crocheting, knitting, anything, creating crafts, anything using your hands, it's a great stress releaser. And it produces endorphins, that happy hormone that naturally is produced in our bodies because we're so focused on what we're doing and we're enjoying it and it makes us happy. So why not do more of what makes us happy? Who says because you're an adult you're only supposed to do what they call adult things, pay the bills, work and pay the bills? You don't have time for fun. That's a lie. You need to have fun because we need to teach our children how to relax and have fun. If they always see us stressed out, we pass that on to our children. They pick up our habits, good ones and not so good ones. And I think we all can agree we want to pass on the good habits that will help them later on in life. So if they see you creating and see how it makes you happy, they're going to want to do it too. And the thing is, children get stressed as well. They pick up on our stuff. They pick up on the stuff around in the world. They see things that are going on. So we need to help them learn how to cope in positive ways. And using a creative outlet is, I think, one of the best gifts we can give to ourselves and give to our family, give to our children, give to anyone you love and care about and share it with. And I think it's even a lot more fun when you invite family and friends to, you set aside a time to have a family night, get together, paint night, family paint night. How fun is that? No competition, just plain having fun and conversation. That's what's so missing in the world today is conversation without the devices. Like, make that, I think we should make that a goal. Family paint nights. And no, for just an hour or two. Well, I would say 2 hours. 2 to 3 hours, actually. And the rule is no devices. Have someone in charge of the devices to put all the devices away until it's all done. Until we've had our conversations, maybe dinner, some hot and some beverages of your choice, you know, and just get to introduce yourself to one another, because I tell you, you could be in the same household and nobody talks to anybody, like robots on autopilot. We're so focused on the next thing we have to do, you know, and we don't appreciate or recognize the blessing that is right in front of us. You may not have the greatest family in the world, but it's still the family that you have. So long as not abuse going on and stuff like that, learn how to love and respect one another and be interested not only in what you're doing, but show interest in what they're doing, what they're about. It may not be an activity you enjoy the most, but sometimes people need to know that they're loved and appreciated. And what great way than to take interest in somebody else's stuff that they enjoy doing, but you not necessarily enjoy that. That leaves such an impression on that person. It makes them feel happy that you took the time out to share something that is important to them. You know I do. So these things don't happen by chance, though. We have to make that a priority. If we don't make it family and relationships a priority, they will never be a priority. Something will always take precedence over those relationships. And there's always a time and a place to make money. But let me tell you, money comes and money goes. But when your family, someone in your family passes away, it's too late. And then you live in regret that you didn't do this and you didn't do that. You didn't spend time with so and so. And that's not good. So I guess what I really want you to know, and what I'm suggesting, is we look at our family relationships. Try to make amends with one another as much as you possibly can. Because I realize some people just, honestly, they just enjoy the drama. I'm not about drama. I never have been. Being around drama scares me because grew up with a lot of violence and drama, and I just feel there's a better way. Open communication is key. So important. And that's family. It's the only family you have. So I think we need to learn how to treat one another with love and respect. Give them their roses, or as they say, give them flowers while they're still here. Because once they're gone, they're gone. It's too late. There's nothing you can do to make amends. There's no way, you can't spend time with them anymore because they're no longer here. And no one should have to live in regret. If you don't have to, don't choose that. Choose to live life abundantly as much as you can. Care about yourself, but also care about others as well. You know, the Bible said treat others as you want them to treat you. So you have to think about, how do I want to be treated? And if you treating people the way you don't want to be treated, then you need to make an adjustment in how you treat that person. Because they're not going to be here forever, and neither are you. And that works on both sides. And I understand that some people don't want reconciliation, and honestly, there's really nothing you can do about it. You know, you just have to come to a point where you release them, let it go, and live your life as fully as possible, taking care of yourself and being able to help others in the process, because it's really not all just about us and what we want and need, but it's being a blessing to other people as well. I hope you're not just watching me. I'm hoping that you are participating, that you drew your flower and your flowers. Now, even if you just want to do one, that's fine too. So this is what I'm working with so far. I forgot to do this part. Let me go back in here. I don't really like that. Okay, I need this smaller brush to try to get the stem. And like I said, art makes you happy. At least it does for me. And the more you do it, I'm telling you, you'll get so good at it. And one day you'll wake up and see all the amazing art you created. And you thought you couldn't, you didn't ever consider yourself an artist or creative, but you really are. Art is a skill. And if you practice, make it a practice of practicing art every day, doing something creative. Doesn't have to be structured. Give yourself 5-10 minutes of some creative activity and do it consistently for at least 30 days and see how much different. And you can measure your growth that way. You'll be amazed on how much you have picked up along the way. And watching videos like this and other people, I'm not the most experienced artist, trust and believe. But that doesn't stop me from sharing what I do know. And that's what I'm saying. It could be art, it could be an instrument, it could be a business that you're good at doing. Teach it to somebody else. Whatever you know how to do, teach it to someone else. It's part of leaving a legacy. And if family and friends don't appreciate what you have and show zero interest in it, you have to learn to find somebody else. Because I'm telling you, there's people out there that want what you have, want to learn what you have, and you got the goods. Don't sit on it. Give it to somebody who wants to. Maybe create a course. Mentor somebody. I'm not sure. Whatever you feel is right for you to do. We're making progress. I'm going to turn my sketchbook around because I have, this is like a long, let me kind of see if I can show you. This is an Arteza sketchbook. This is what it looks on the outside, and it's like long, opens the long way. So I'm going to flip this over so I can paint the flowers on the other side. this one? Red. Isn't that beautiful? What's your favorite color? Red has been my favorite color for as long as I can remember. But now I seem to like very much love purple, lavenders, that type. And I actually starting to really like pink a lot more than I ever used to. I mean, I like pink, but I like it even more now. It seems like as I've gotten older, pink just appeals to me a lot. It actually is one of my branding colors. Yeah, my website banner has pink in it. So, yeah, I really like pink now more than I ever used to. I would love it if you would share what your favorite colors are in the comments. That would be great. And gouache is kind of on the thick side, so I add water to it to make it more fluid. You know, goes on the paper more easily, not too thick. And I also would love for you to share in the comments, if you would, what kind of things you want to learn as far as art is concerned. What kind of crafts are you interested in learning to do? 'Cause this channel, at first, it was about me sharing my art, but for me, that seems like it's kind of selfish. And I don't want this channel to be all about art by Monet. I really want to serve my audience. I want to give you what you want to learn. And trust me, if I don't know, I will learn it and then I'll turn around and teach it to you. So you don't have to spend endless hours searching YouTube. And this will be a place where you can come and get your needs met, your artistic needs met. And we can fellowship together, commune together, and have fun together and share together. I hope you don't mind my chatting. It's I just want to connect with you guys in a very real and tangible way. Art is universal, just like music, you know. It crosses all kinds of barriers. If we can just come meet that on this common ground, we're good. Because right now, I think we all share the fact that globally there is so much uncertainty. And whether people believe it or not, we need each other. We need to support each other. We need to hold each other accountable. We need to help each other reach the goals and destiny that we were created to do and to be and to become. Because no man is an island to himself. We need people. And they need us. Believe it or not, you are needed. You are needed. Some part of the world is looking for someone in their lives just like you that can inspire them to be greater than what they are right now. Because we always all can use improvements in our lives, in our business, in our arts and crafts, all while growing, being grateful and thankful for what we have, and then sharing it with our sphere of influence. What kind of gifts and talents do you have that you've been wanting to teach somebody else? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? I sure would like to know. Art is one legacy I absolutely want to leave in the world. I want my art to live on long after I'm gone from here. I want to be able to teach people what I know. That's part of my legacy I want to leave. That long after I'm gone, people can say, Yvonne taught us or taught me how to draw a flower, and I've been drawing flowers ever since. I didn't even know I could draw flowers, you know? And they go on to do amazing work. It's no greater feeling than that, if you ask me. When you teach someone something you know, and they come to find out they were born to do that, and they become absolutely amazing at what they do. And they in turn share with somebody else the same thing. So it's like a domino effect that keeps going and going and going. You teach somebody, they teach somebody. The person they teach somebody. So a part of you will live forever through your work. And art changes lives. It really does. And it's so healing. It's very therapeutic and fun. There's so much benefits that have been proven that anything artistic changes the brain, your brain waves, and the neuroscience has shown that it creates new neurons. It helps the elderly with dementia and sickness. It just really is an overall amazing tool that the Creator God has blessed us with. And I'm just so happy to be able to partake of it and to share that with you as well. So how's your flowers coming along? I hope you're enjoying it. If you're participating in what I'm doing, I really hope that you are. And if not, that's fine. Just come back, watch it again, and just go ahead and just allow yourself to be free and have fun. You deserve that. Let the stress go. Anybody told you you're amazing, that you are a one of a kind design, uniquely created to do amazing things in the world. In case no one's ever told you that, it's true. I'm telling you that. And I don't have to know you to encourage you. I don't have to know you personally to tell you that you are amazing. How do I know that? Because God made you. He made everything beautiful. We the ones who kind of mess stuff up. But He didn't make a mistake. You're not a mistake. You're here for a purpose. But it's up to you to discover what it is and get busy about doing it. Okay, I think I'm going to be quiet for a while and just kind of focus on getting this done. I may not do the background on camera, but I do. This is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to be quiet. I am going to do the outlining with the Sharpie on camera, but the background I may just do off camera, because of course, like I said, I don't paint fast. I'm new to this whole recording stuff, so everything in real time is rather long. Right now this video's at 30 minutes, so So by the time I finish, it's gonna be an whole hour because I've done this is like my third. Well, I've the last couple of days I've been doing some recording and they've all lasted really long. And I learned how to speed it up, but I may, excuse me, I may just go ahead and do this time lapse, record that, do that, as well as upload the real time in case you want to come back and really, look at what I've done and follow along at your own pace. So for some people, they may not want to watch in real time because some people attention span is real short. And that's fine, it's not a judgment, but sometimes you do need to take the time that it takes to learn something new, and that means you have to watch it, the whole thing. This is my last flower that needs to be colored. I think I had 7 flowers in all. Well, I got one small one. I don't know why I threw that little one in, but I did. And remember, these are just whimsical flowers. These are not realistic flowers. I have no idea how to draw realistic flowers. Quite honestly, I love anything whimsical because you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to make it real and all that kind of stuff. And that's no judgment on those who do. I personally love doing this because to me it's childlike, and I didn't really have much of a childhood growing up. I had to do a lot of responsibility for a lot of adult things. And so this is like my way of playing, you know. And I love whimsical faces, flowers, animals, you name it. I like whimsical. I think it is so fun. You can use any colors you want to, whether they match or not. If that's what you want to do, it's your drawing. You do whatever you want to do in your sketchbook. And I like that. No constraints from anyone. No expectations, but other than have fun in your sketchbook and allow it to nurture you and heal you. for the Sharpie, and hopefully my Sharpies are going to work, because yesterday I had problems with several of them, but hopefully this will be fine. And I'll do all the cleanup I need to do. I don't know what's going on with these Sharpies, but I'll tell you, they're aggravating me, because it's did the same thing yesterday. And I've never had this much problems with Sharpies until yesterday. Got these on sale. Maybe they're defective in some way. And I'll share the finished project at the end of the video so you can see it. And there's the flowers. I'll line this Sharpie and I'll just do a little touch up in the corners and stuff where the brush couldn't go. There you have it. I hope that you enjoy this. I definitely love doing this. I haven't decided if I'm going to put a background color in or not, and I don't know what color I would want to use. That's a good question. I don't know what color. Maybe yellow? I was just concerned that I have yellow here, that would maybe I'll do two different background colors. Not sure. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm still here. Maybe I'll just go ahead on and do maybe yellow. So I can get on my brush. I got some debris on my brush and it's getting on the paper. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm not going to stress. I'm going to take my own advice I gave you. Just enjoy, have fun. And I'll take a smaller brush and go in the areas that this round brush can't fit into. And by the way, this is actually watercolor, not watercolor. The paper is kind of thick, so any wet medium on it, it's going to be good. But it does kind of raise up a little bit, but then it settles down after it dries. So if you're going to use any kind of wet medium to color your flowers in, it's best to have it on hard, thick cardstock or watercolor paper, which is 140 pounds, or mixed media paper. That'll prevent the paper from tearing because the water is too heavy. So all these little white areas that I couldn't get, I'm going to use a smaller brush to fill that in. Now I'm going to turn it to get the other side. And because I have yellow here, I'm just going, because I can, I'm going to take a different color that'll work best on this side. So I think I'm going to actually use the green, the lighter green. So over here, yeah, I think that works well because it complements the yellow. So I think that worked out pretty well. because I really didn't know what color I wanted to do the background on this, but I think this works out quite well. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup off camera, and like I said at the end of the video, losing focus. I don't know what's going on. I will share at the end. Thanks for watching and happy creating.